Hey guys, Tisha here, and we are back with another Basketball Wives Orlando review. So I'm gonna just jump into it because these ladies are on my nerves. Mulan is still mad about what happened with Nikki and Danny on the live. She feels like they are the root of all of the problems and that they're the common denominator. Like when anything goes wrong, the two of them have something to do with it. I do wish that since Mulan had this issue with this live that Nikki did, that she didn't wait until all these people were around, that she could have addressed it on the phone or did a one-on-one scene or something. But it just seems like this is a whole bunch of unnecessary commotion. Morgan is still after the party blaming Ashley for her ex serving her papers. Now, last week I said that I didn't feel like there was any truth to it, but I had to take it back this week. Ashley very much had something to do with it. And her response to things is making it seem that way because Mackenzie had asked her, like, how is it that you think that Brianna, which is Morgan's ex-husband's current girlfriend, how is it that you think that the ex-husband got the info? And she was like, well, I just was talking to Brianna and I just let her know that Morgan's in town. So obviously she's the person who let it be known. Now, Ashley told us several episodes ago that yes, she does speak to Brianna, but they're not talking about her. They're not worried about her, that they have their own friendship independent of her. So if this is true, why were you telling her on the phone that Morgan is there? There was no reason to do it. And it's messy. Mackenzie says that she likes Ashley, but she doesn't like the idea of her having something to do with this. We then see Nikki. Nikki's at home cooking. Her mom and her sister are in town, not just to visit, but to be a part of this giving back event that they're doing. She claims that out of everybody in the group that she is the calm one and she's the one that's kind of bringing the ladies together. They talk about her sister and how her sister's death kind of inspired her to want to partner with Ashley to help create these wigs and to create this moment for these cancer survivors. They're going to do the event and we know that everybody is going to be welcomed. We then get to Megan. Megan meets up with Mackenzie to talk about what happened with her and Brianna, who is the current girlfriend of Morgan's ex-husband. Just remember that. So apparently, I guess Morgan and Brianna were going back and forth. I'm assuming it was a story or something where she can tell who's viewing things. So Brianna had saw Megan's name on the views. So she asked Ashley, like, who is this? And rather than saying this is somebody I'm getting to know or my friend or anything like that, she was like, oh, that's Morgan's friend. So based on that, then Brianna DM'd Megan and said whatever she said to Megan. Now, Megan didn't know what was said, but they basically then were going back and forth. Mackenzie says that she isn't liking what's going on and that she feels like Ashley didn't mean any harm by it. She was just answering a simple question, and that she hopes that she doesn't let this, get in between them and they should be able to talk about it. She said, I'm having a cooking event. Everybody's invited with the exception of Morgan, Mulan, and Danielle, but I want you all to be there. So we then have Ashley. Ashley is going down to her store. She lets us know that her husband is currently a free agent and he is, I guess, trying out with Golden State Warriors. She is at the store to get the bags together for the event. She speaks again about the losses that she's had over the past few years with her mom and her dad and with her child that she lost. And she's explaining, like, with everything going on, that this is why she pushes herself the way she does. She speaks about how painful it is to watch someone you love struggling with cancer. And that's part of the reason why she wants to do this. That is very true. I feel like there are so many people who are affected by it to the point now where everybody knows someone who has either had it or unfortunately has passed from it, myself included. This event is designed to give the women makeovers, to make them feel good, and to just kind of pamper them. We have Morgan, who we find out has sent her kids to stay with their mom because she's nervous about them having at the current address where she's at. She doesn't want anything to happen with her ex. And I want to know how bad this divorce was that you're afraid of him knowing where you stay. At this point, he knows where you stay. What do you think he's going to do to you? She says that it's been 2 years since the children have seen him, and she doesn't like the idea of him knowing where she stays so he can sit there and spy on her and watch her and do things. So she basically moved from one Airbnb to another. We then have Mackenzie, Ashley, Megan, and Nikki going to this house to make pasta. The entire time, the ladies are having fun. They're joking around and all that stuff, but Megan is making faces and her energy is off. She says it's because she's hangry, but we know that it also has something to do with her feeling a way about Ashley. Mackenzie brings it up. They talk. Ashley said, look, I didn't mean anything by it. She just asked who you were, and I told her who you were. Megan said she didn't understand why Ashley felt the need to tell Brianna that she is Morgan's friend. Who really cares? Like, this is childish stuff. Megan says, next time, just send the person to me if they come in your DMs. And Ashley said, okay. We then see Mulan and Ashley in a vehicle heading to the cancer event. She said that she found out from Neek that Megan is upset with her, that Megan is saying that she's talking about her. Now, I don't know who told Megan this, but apparently Mulan has been walking around saying different things to different people. And she's upset. So we then find out that Danny, Megan, Nikki, and Morgan at this point all have an issue with Mulan. But Mulan feels like, okay, yeah, they all got an issue, but they can't say what I did to them. Ashley's like, okay, so welcome to the club. I got this hat for you. And she gives her a villain era hat. I think it's kind of whack, but they laugh about it, whatever. We see the event happening at the salon. The ladies show up. Mackenzie walks in with a bag full of lashes because she's selling. At first, I thought she was going to do makeup, but apparently she's selling lashes. We find out that they're getting their makeup, their hair, and lashes done, as well as a gift bag. According to Mackenzie, Rashad and her have been official for a couple months now because Nikki is asking about it. And I'm like, okay, you say you've been official for a couple months now, but Rashad said he didn't want to put no label on it last episode. So were y'all even really together? This is an event for people who are surviving cancer. And unfortunately, after the event, stuff popped off. But at least the ladies acted right while the other women were there. So that much I can appreciate. But I still don't like that they waited till after they were leaving to then do this mess. Like, you should see the bigger picture. Sitting here dealing with these women who are true survivors. And you're over here afterwards, after such a meaningful event, and you're tarnishing it by fighting. The event went well. All the ladies looked really beautiful. Nikki's mom makes a speech she makes a speech to the women, telling to remember their why. Like, why are they fighting? Why are they doing this? And to keep fighting. And the women really appreciate it. You can tell it's an emotional moment. And that's that. So it's the end of the event. All the women who were getting the makeover are gone. Megan goes to Mackenzie to ask her for a lash book because she said like the individual lashes were messing her up and she wants to try out her product. As she's saying this, Mulan goes over to Megan, is like, can we talk? I want to talk about what you said to Neek. Megan lets her know that she did say something to Neek. She admitted what she said. And she's like, Mulan, you talk about everybody. Like, that's what you do. You talked about everybody here. And Mulan is like, no, that's you. Everybody here thinks you're messy. Danny then says, no, you do talk about everybody here. You even talk about Neek. And she's like, say what you said about Neek. And she was like, that, He got you 5 Teflon bags and you didn't like it, so he bought you a Cuban chain to make up for it. And Nick begins to cry. And I don't think she was crying because of the whole bag situation. I think she was crying because she felt betrayed by the fact that Mulan is telling her business, especially something like that. Now, I watch Nick's channel. So her and her boyfriend already talked about this whole thing and what happened with the purses and how that really wasn't her style and all that other stuff. But to bring it up, I think to her, it's like, okay, so if you told them that, what else are you telling them? Because I tell you a lot of my personal things. Rather than acknowledging what she says, she tells Danny to shut up. And I was like, okay, Danielle's telling the truth. Plus, Monique's reaction let you know that she was telling the truth. Mulan is then standing over top of Megan arguing, and Megan proceeds to take off her shoes because she's like, if you standing over me, then you ready to fight. Megan says, you've been lying the whole time. They're going back and forth. Then Nikki goes over to Megan and is like, oh, you ain't got to worry about all this, whatever, whatever. Then Mulan goes off on Nikki and says, you don't even have a reason to have a problem with me, which she truly doesn't. Because even though they went through that back and forth, Nikki started it by calling Mulan a Oompa Loompa. So Nikki goes, well, you fat shame me. And then she tells Mulan, after she's saying you fat shame me, to get out of there with her diaper ass. These ladies are very immature. We then see it's the next day. Mulan meets up with Mackenzie to talk about the event and how it was good until it went wrong. Mackenzie feels like Megan is very fake. Apparently, while they were talking when they were out, Megan was asking Mackenzie, like, is she doing anything to try to lose weight? And Mackenzie, like, well, I did try to do the Ozempic shot. I did it one time and I got off of it because I felt like I was losing my ass. So Megan was like, for real, you got ass? She was like, yeah, I got a little bit of cheeks back there, whatever, whatever. So Mackenzie's thinking that she's becoming friends with Megan. But what Megan did was, after she left that, she called Danny and told Danny about all of that. Then Danny went back and told Rashad. Now, rather than Mackenzie looking at this for what it is, first of all, Megan was definitely joking you with this girl on multiple occasions, calling you all sorts of names, Ratatouille, I think, and some other things. I think, was that her that they were talking about? I can't even remember who they were calling that. But I do know that they were joking Mackenzie at one point and saying how dumb she was and all that other stuff. So you should not trust Megan. Second of all, why is it that your boyfriend is having these type of conversations with the mother of his children? It should just be about the children. Why does he entertain her having exchanges about you? It's a little sketchy to me. And the fact that she didn't question that, she was just mad about Megan and not looking at the whole picture, tells me that Mackenzie just doesn't get it. Megan can't be trusted either. Megan's always been messy. I used to like her, but Megan is a little messy. The only difference is Megan will own her mess if you call her out on it. Rather than acknowledging what she's done, Mulan wants to try to bring up what everybody else has done. And the best thing that Mulan could have done was, when she knew that there was truth to what was being said, she should have called her friend, apologized, and try to make it right. But you over here like, okay, yeah, they said that, but I'm going to go past that. It's not making the situation any better. We finally have Morgan. Megan and Morgan go to meet up to talk about what happened at the event. Morgan didn't come because she had to move, but she did send some wigs to the event. And I'm like, why are we just hearing this? We kept hearing about what Nikki was doing, but why didn't we know that Morgan sent some of her own wigs too? They talk about Mulan, and apparently Mulan called Nick the ugly friend to Morgan. And they talk about how Megan's messy and all that other stuff. And Megan's like, yeah, I'm messy. I get paid $15,000 a month from YouTube for being old and messy. And I'm trying to get just a coin. Y'all, I have done several reviews today and I am tired. So when we have this type of show and it's just like, I didn't even want to do the review because of how dry this episode was. I just feel like it's a whole bunch of cattiness. The bottom line here is that they do not like Mulan anymore. I do think that Mulan is messy. I also think that Ashley is very messy. I also think that Morgan is messy. At this point, a lot of them are. And the problem is that they're going to continue to be this way, because rather than owning their stuff and moving on, they just keep the cycle going. You all let me know your thoughts down below. Who are you? Team Mulan or Team Megan? Let me know down below. Until next time.